Hi guys, welcome to T-Shoot Labs. This is Prateek. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. So today in this video we are going to discuss the basics of security, network security. Why do we need network security? Why was there a need to think about such a concept of network security? So to begin with, we will just take a small example. All of us have bank accounts and we do have personal information that we share with our banks. For example, telephone number, PAN card number, and a lot of information that should remain private, including your amount in the bank account. So uh, if somebody is able to take that information or see that information just by reaching the network of that particular bank, that information could be shared with a lot of people. So nobody wants their information to be visible to others or shared with others. So hence there is a need of network security, because there are only two ways to secure the information. Either the system on which the information has been shared was hard coded in such a way that the information cannot be leaked, or the other way is to block the attacker or the person who's trying to access that information on the edge of that particular network from where that information must be accessible. So to begin with, let's see a few things. Let's talk about firewalls first. What is a firewall? A firewall is a network security device. It's an appliance that is usually applied on the or installed on the edge of a network to provide security to that particular network. And it does or it can do multiple functions. Today's firewalls are pretty good. They are quite efficient. There are two types of firewalls. If we talk about the types of the firewall, there are two types. One is packet filtering firewall and the other one is proxy firewall. Now, a packet filtering firewall in general terms is just a router. It is capable of filtering packets based on source and destination IP addresses and source and destination port numbers. Whereas the proxy firewall, generally it works on a higher level of layers in the OSI reference model. Probably if I quote an example for the proxy firewall, we can take into account web proxies, just like WSA, which is a product from Cisco, or Zscaler also offers web proxies. In terms of packet filtering firewall, we have ASA, PIX, and Palo Alto. PIX is a very old product from Cisco. It's no longer being manufactured or supported or sold by Cisco. In ASA, we have multiple versions and models. There used to be basic ASA models which were 5500 series, and now we have 5500 X series, or the next generation firewalls. We have FTD. So these are certain products that we have from Cisco in terms of firewalls. Coming to the types of packet filtering firewall, there are two types of packet filtering firewall. One is stateless and the other one is stateful. And a lot of people ask the difference between stateless and stateful firewall. A stateless firewall in basic terms is just a router who's performing packet filtering based on ACLs that we have defined. These are just the policies or the criteria, also known as filters, that network administrator defines on the device. What happens is, for example, if I define an ACL blocking IP X going to IP Y on a random port number or probably ICMP traffic, I can do that just by applying an ACL on the device. So a stateless firewall is just a router. It is used for routing the traffic, and we can use ACLs to block the traffic. Another important thing to note in stateless firewall is that it does not maintain the connection or the state of the connection. It does not care about the state of the connection. It just filters the traffic based on the criteria that the network administrator has defined. Now, if we talk about stateful firewall is a firewall that maintains the state of the connection. For example, whenever traffic is flowing, let's suppose there is an ASA, and this is the inside network and this is the outside network. So when the traffic is coming from in and trying to go out, as soon as the traffic is received on the inside interface of the ASA will make an instance of that particular connection, and it will maintain that particular instance in its connection table. So what happens is the traffic which is going from in to out, and if a reply is received back from out to in, the ASA would be able to analyze the reply based on the entry in the connection table as well. I would also like to quote here that stateless packet filtering firewalls treat each datagram individually. They do not consider the connection state of that particular connection or the traffic that is flowing through the firewall. Whereas stateful firewalls are able to associate packets with either previously observed packets or packets that arrive in a single transport association, or those IP fragments that constitute an IP datagram. For example, if traffic is coming from in to out and there is packet fragmentation that is happening on the ASA, or probably on the next hop of the ASA or somewhere in the public domain, and a reply is coming back, the stateful firewall would be able to check if the fragment that it is receiving is a part of an IP datagram or not. So basically ASA is sort of a hybrid firewall which filters traffic based on ACLs as well as connection states. So whenever you observe an ASA, you can check that in multiple environments people or network administrator have applied ACLs on the outside interface or the inside interface or a DMZ interface, and the ASA also maintains the connection table. If you run the command show connection all, you would be able to see all the connections that are going through the ASA. So apart from these two, there is no third type in packet filtering firewall. Also, I would like to quote over here regarding the proxy firewall that there are basically two types of proxy firewalls. One is web proxy and the other one is SOX proxy. Web proxy generally deals with the HTTP traffic, whereas SOX is a more generic proxy which can check the connections for multiple type of traffic. SOX proxy is not generally used in very widely in the enterprise networks. People have started using web proxy more in their environments. Proxy firewalls, generally what they do is that let's suppose there is an HTTP connection which is coming from out to in or in to out, and you are trying to access xyz.com. Let's suppose it's a torrent website that you're trying to access, and the administrator has explicitly defined that this website shouldn't be accessible. So when the traffic reaches the proxy firewall checks the traffic and it denies the traffic. So this is just a basic idea of what a firewall is and what are different types of firewalls. What is the difference between stateless and stateful firewall? What is the difference between packet filtering firewall and proxy firewall? Uh, I'm not going to go deeper into the concept because that would not be required in this entire video series. I just wanted to give you a basic idea because people generally get confused with small stuff. So it's just good to know knowledge. The next coming videos would be on NAT statements, and post that we will be proceeding towards the uh, VPN concepts. So stay tuned to the channel, and if in case you have any queries, please feel free to reach out to me. Also, if you like the video, please like, subscribe and share it, and until next time, see you soon. Bye bye.